we saw 8 games today. There's a few more that are still going on as we're recording right now, Brett. But did some of these results change some of your leanings on how some of these 3-game series are going to go, and who you expect could be some favorites down the line to win some pennants?
I don't know if anything really changed. I guess I'm a little bit higher on the Astros than I was coming into the postseason. They look pretty good against Minnesota, but then again, you look back at it, and Minnesota hasn't won a postseason game in their last 18. So, maybe it wasn't very surprising, Higgins.
So the Astros advance, winning the 3-game series, 2 games in a row. They will face the winners of the Athletics versus the White Sox in the next round. Now, that is going to be more than a 3-game series. What is the thoughts of the White Sox given to you early? Because they got a surprising early win.
Yeah, I mean the White Sox and Athletics. Giolito looked really good in his start, and then Bassett looked really good in his start. So whoever has the hot starting pitcher, Higgins, usually wins. Although don't tell the Cincinnati Reds that. Just ignore the Reds.
And considering it is back to back to back games for these 3-game series, that day of rest or however many days of rest extra that the Astros are going to get until they start their next round of games will probably be rather beneficial, especially for that bullpen against whether it be Chicago or Oakland that they have to play. But let's take a look at what Thursday's games are going to look like. We don't have lines for all of them. We don't even really know who the probable pitchers are going to be for most of them. We do have lines for the Reds versus the Braves, assuming that Luis Castillo and Ian Anderson pitch, and we have money line for Marlins versus Cubs, but I don't think we really have starting pitchers for that one yet.
Well, so it's supposed to be Sixto Sanchez for the Marlins, and I believe you Darvish for the Cubs. So that
Yeah, that's
that's
what I'm
something
seeing. You're
to
right.
that is something to keep an eye on. Okay, so that's good. And with those odds right now, with those pitchers, you would see Miami at plus 160 and Chicago at minus 180. I'm not sure which way to lean right now. Miami got the win today. Sixto Sanchez throws really hard, but you Darvish looked really good this year, so I'm not sure I want to fade you Darvish. But the odds might talk, Higgins.
Well, the odds talk to me, and I took the Marlins, who took game one at plus 160. I mean, Sixto Sanchez, he had a 3.46 ERA during the season. You, Darvish, you say he had a good year. He had a 2.01 ERA when 8-3. That's a very, very good year. But it'll be interesting to see how he can translate that into the playoffs because regular season versus postseason playoff pitching, we have learned can be a clear difference for some pitchers. I like the plus 160 odds that the Marlins try to finish this in 2 rounds, and kind of like what I said last episode with how the Marlins defied the odds by making the playoffs. They were disrespected, or maybe accurately represented, with the plus 1800 pennant odds. That might be my team to ride with. I love rooting for the underdog, and I might be riding with the Marlins a little bit for the next few games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous about Sterling Marte's hand. I know he fractured his hand in the victory. That's not gonna make or break the Marlins season for me, but that is a key piece. They traded for him at the deadline. He's a good player, so it's just something to keep our eye on again as we continue to watch the playoffs. The other game you mentioned that we have lines on is Reds Braves. Cincinnati's plus 120, Atlanta minus 135 after what we mentioned in Moneyline Magic was a 13 inning, 1 run game. Luis Castillo is another strong starting pitcher pitching for the Reg. So I look forward to Castillo on the mound as a dog tomorrow, Higgins. I'm going to be on that.
Now, an interesting thing about game one in this matchup, now I got to watch a lot of this matchup. Even though it was a 1-0 event, that doesn't mean that there weren't a lot of runners on the base. Cincinnati had 11 hits, Atlanta had 6 hits. The Reds left 13 runners on base. The Braves left 9. I would expect there to be a lot more runs to be scored on Thursday than there were on Wednesday.
Hey, Castillo's a good pitcher. Maybe he keeps them at bay. Maybe the Reds convert on a few of those chances and that plus 120 comes home.
Maybe. And who knows, as we get more of these lines for Thursday's games, we might give out some more on our social media. So make sure to follow us there at MBB Pod on Twitter, at Next Best Bet on Instagram, and the Next Best Bet Facebook page where we give out picks. And we also post our full episodes and clips from within the episodes each week.